there, students, and welcome back to another video from your favorite English school, which is English for Business and Life. Today we're going to be looking at Unit 3. Yes, for you, pre-intermediate student. And we're going to be looking at the vocabulary this time around. Don't forget that this belongs to our Global English book. Alright, so let's begin. Today we're going to learn about several things. We have actually 5 different things. We have works of art. We have the word discover. Sorry for my handwriting. It's been difficult to write with much better handwriting, but I'm working on it, believe me. The third thing will be furniture and furnishings. We're going to give some examples of this too. We will also talk about the word just. Okay. Finally, we will mention some music and video vocabulary because, well, our unit is related to these topics. There's something important I would like to mention. I will not give examples for all the words, nor will I explain all of them either. Well, this is because it's a lot of vocabulary that we need to learn. So I would like you to make the little effort and practice in the class. The ones that are really important to mention or explain, I will, but just remember that I will not be explaining every single word. I will give you maybe an example or two, but it'll be a little as fast as possible. Just remember that mostly the vocabulary that we practice in these videos is mostly for the pronunciation of them. If you want to have more examples, you can ask your teacher in class, okay? So let's begin. So we start with works of art. So these are things that artists do or perform, whether it's something they paint or something they draw, or also a situation in which an artist acts or makes a performance. So once again, let's just check the pronunciation. So if possible, try to repeat after me. Repeat. Self-portrait. Self-portrait. Okay, well, self-portrait is an image or a drawing of the same artist. So it's like something that I do. For example, self means auto or toward me. Yes, toward me, so self. The second one is manuscripts. Manuscripts. And well, this word is just as the same it is in Spanish. I think it's not necessary to actually explain it. The third one is statue. Statue. And then again, just like in Spanish, we have an example like the Statue of Liberty in New York. We also have sketches. Sketches. A sketch is like a drawing, but not with a lot of details. It's just like a draft or something that we do, like practicing before we do have the final drawing or the final product or the final piece of art. The next word is reproductions. Reproductions. So a reproduction is a copy of a piece of art. For example, there are a lot of reproductions of the Mona Lisa, that famous painting. The next one is place. Place. Don't think of this as a verb. It is actually a noun, and a play is where several actors perform or act in front of a public. You can watch plays at the theater or in public plazas as well. The last one, and one of the most common ones, is painting. Painting. And well, I don't think I have to explain this. You have probably heard about it. Painting is when the artist uses paint in order to create that piece of art. Okay, now the second piece or the second item would be the word discover. Now the word discover can take different forms. It can take the word as discovery, undiscovered, discoveries, and discovers. So this being a verb and this is an adjective, And this is a noun, and this is also a noun. So let's give some examples of this. Number one, many species in the Caribbean remain undiscovered. This means that, well, let's make sure that we understand it's an adjective, a description. This means that there are many species, many types of animals that the human has not found yet. So we call them undiscovered. We just been put that prefix there. The second one, my discoveries about the science project are amazing. So discoveries in this case is a noun, and it means what I found. So what I found about the science project is amazing. Oh well, we need to work on that handwriting. Let's move on to the next one. Furniture or furnishings. Quite simple. Things that you find in your house. Very common stuff. Once again, I'm not gonna concentrate for too long on these words. I'm just going to give you perhaps one or two examples. So please repeat after me. Sofa, sofa. And just like in Spanish, has the same meaning. It's a piece of furniture where you sit on. The next one is curtain, curtain. This one is a little bit tricky when it comes to pronunciation. Make sure you do not pronounce the A or the I. So the result is like a nasal sound, curtain. That will probably require some practice. The next one is shelf, shelf. And the shelf is normally a piece of wood that you put on the wall in order to place things to like ornaments or things that you want to display for your visitors, for your guests, etc. The plural of shelf would be shelves. So this this word has an irregular plural form, so don't forget to use it that way. The next one is armchair. Armchair. An armchair is like a sofa, but it's all designed only for one person. Got it? The next one would be mirror. Mirror. And well, this is an object that you use to display or to see your own image. And finally, we have lamp. And well, just like in Spanish, it's a device that we use to project light. And in order for us to see, maybe while we are reading, or just to have lightning in a room. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, now this includes a little bit of grammar. The word just, very common in the English language, and we use it in many different expressions. However, it can mean two different things. It can mean very recently, like now, like just well, I'm using just in the explanation, sorry. Like a few minutes ago or a few seconds ago. We also use it for past actions for something that happened immediately after another thing. But it also means only. Yes. I hope that you're familiar with the word only. If not, you can ask your teacher in class. Let's continue and give a couple of examples. In the example, I just bought... Oh, there's a mistake there. I just bought the most awesome shoes. So this means I bought some great shoes very recently. Perhaps an hour ago, a few minutes ago, a couple of days ago, perhaps. So instead of saying very recently, we use the word just before the verb. Yes, I just bought, I just saw, I just had, etc., etc. We have another example with a different meaning. The example says, I can't believe you are getting angry over this. I'm just kidding. All right. So we made a joke to a person, and this person is getting angry. And we don't understand very well because this is a joke. This is only a joke. I am only kidding with you. Yes. So only we can replace it by the word just, like in the expression I am just kidding. Yes. Another example, I am just washing dishes, nothing else. Well, it also could mean nothing else. Nothing else. So, well, the word just has multiple meanings depending on its context. But those are some of the main meanings the word just can take. And as you can see, one more time, we use it before the verb kidding, which is making jokes, and we use it right before it. Let's move on to the next item. Okay, now about music and video, because our unit is very related to this. Once again, I'm going to give you perhaps one or two examples, not explain too much on each word, and I hope that you understand them all. Some of them are very similar in Spanish, actually. The first one is orchestra. Orchestra. Make sure that we make a k sound instead of a ch sound. So most of the time, many of the times, this combination of letters is pronounced like this, like a K, like a K sound. So don't forget that. Just like in Spanish, an orchestra is a group of people, musicians, that perform in front of a public. Normally, classical music or instrumental music. Now we have musician. A musician is a profession. Performer or a person who produces or plays music in front of a public or records music. Singer, most specifically, a singer is also a musician, but this person is in charge of the singing or voice. If the person plays the drums, that would be a drummer. And if that person plays the guitar in the band or orchestra, well, there's normally not a guitar in an orchestra, but let's just say there is a guitarist. We also have a synonym for singer, which happens to be vocalist. However, vocalist normally refers to a band, a rock band or a pop band, etc. Let's move on to our next item. Now, about music and video, continue with music and video. When we talk about music or video, we can have some important words to remember. We have player, which is any device that can produce or reproduce or play music or audio. MP3 player, DVD player, Blu-ray player, etc. We also have the word and verb, also burn. To burn means to make copies. Make copies of a record. And we also have the word record, which happens to be an album or a format such as CD, an LP, or a DVD. Well, normally DVD is not for audio, but let's just stay with CD and LP. We also have the word play, which means the action of executing music or listening to it through a device, in this case a player. Whenever we listen to music, there's a common word which is randomize. Randomize comes from random, so this means not in order. Not in order. Yes, not 1, 2, 3, but 3, 5, 7, etc. Well, I guess I erased randomize. Let me get rid of it. So that we can display the word itself, okay? And the last one is streaming. Streaming is a new word that comes for music that you listen on the internet. It's not music that you actually possess or have the rights to play all the time, but it's music that is played through the internet. I will give an example of this a little bit. Right now, here it is. Examples. Number 1, I was not able to burn the disc because it is protected. Protected means that it's copyrighted. We cannot copy the album or whatever it is because it has protection. We couldn't burn it. Actually, in Spanish, we have the exact same meaning. And the last example is streaming services are becoming much more popular than downloading and buying records. So this is very true. Services like Spotify or Deezer are more popular than in the past, where we had to use you could buy the track down by downloading it or buying the record, buying the CD. People are not doing this anymore, unfortunately, in my opinion. All right, so that was it for today. One tip that I would like to comment on is use personalized examples. Whenever you learn a new word, make sure that you include yourself or something that you like or you love in the example. Using a personalized example to study or practice ensures or facilitates the process of learning the word, and it's more likely that you will remember this word in the future whenever you need to use it. Okay, well, that was everything for today. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.